The Pelicans just robbed the NBA, and they didn't even have to use a draft pick to do it. We'll talk about the Pelicans' latest signing and also take a few seconds to talk about the draft that they had in 2025 and how it shapes their future inside this edition of Pelicans Digest. What's good with it, everybody? It's Melz On The MIC. Thanks once again for tuning in to Pelicans Digest. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet, baby. Appreciate the love so far. Some of y'all been hitting us up with comments, and some of y'all a lot of y'all been watching, but you just haven't subscribed yet. So go ahead and subscribe so you can get this Pelicans content as the Pelicans wrap up their NBA draft for 2025. And according to a lot of the analysts on TV and a lot of the sports writers out there, it was a terrible draft for the Pelicans, according to them anyway. I don't see it that way, but a lot of people have gone so far as to say that the Pelicans were the biggest losers in this year's draft, and I just don't agree with that. But I do know this: the Pelicans may have committed a quick robbery, a smooth criminal type robbery, as they wrap up the draft this year with the free agent signing. And we're going to talk about that right now as we get into what happened and who that player is. According to Shams and ESPN, Kansas 7-footer Hunter Dickinson has agreed to a two-way contract with the Pelicans, sources tell ESPN. And you're probably wondering, okay, who is Hunter Dickinson? Well, he played 5 seasons in college basketball. He played 3 in Michigan before transferring to Kansas. He's 7'1", and listen, you got to check out this guy's numbers, man. 17-10, 2-time all-conference in both the Big 12 and the Big 10. And he's also averaged 34 minutes a game. Let me check my notes again here. Also 52% from the field, 74% free throw percentage. And you got to take a flyer out on a guy like that, man. You have got to take a flyer out on a player like this. 17-10, like those are impressive numbers. 2-time All-American at that. Yeah, man. And a lot of people are already starting to criticize this signing because they believe that he's not a great defensive player. And that is his big knock on him. And this is why a lot of people believe he didn't get picked up or drafted in the first place. According to Chris Lambert of Pelicans Debrief, because I just read this article a few minutes ago, he said Dickinson, despite being 7'1", offers little shot blocking and defensive presence, meaning that the using a two-way contract on him is yet another mismanagement of opportunities by Joe Dumars. Is it really, though? Is it really? I mean, is it really a mismanagement? Because, again, you're not wasting a lot on this signing. You're just sending him down to the G League and you're sending him down to Birmingham, and maybe you give him a chance to work on his defensive game. That's what you do when you come into the NBA and you make a two-way signing. You bring this guy down and bring him to the G League and see if there's other aspects of his game that can complement what you're looking for. But you don't pass up on a guy that can give you 17-10. I'm sorry. I mean, I like those numbers. And a 2-time All-American, he's 24 years old. He's 25 years old. Yes, he is down the line, a little older, about the same age as Zion Williamson. But that tends to help. You won't have to worry about immaturity issues with this guy. And again, you didn't waste a draft pick on him. I think that's the thing you got to understand. You didn't waste a draft pick on him. You just signed him to a two-way contract and picked him up off of LinkedIn. So it's not too many All-Americans you can just pick up off of LinkedIn nowadays. But I get where a lot of the concern is because a lot of NBA pundits have said that they are concerned about the Pelicans and their lack of rim protection, especially when you consider that Zion is undersized. But at the same time, you still have sufficient rim protection in Eve Missy that's going to be coming back from injury next season. And also, you already shored up, if anything, you shored up another body for depth purposes with the Pelicans, especially in the center position, because bigs are going to start coming at a premium now in the NBA. I said this in a video before. A lot of teams are vying to try to find a big to come play rim protector, and also while still giving you some points. So you kind of need to have a guy like this that fits that mold, that may be weak in that area, but you can sign him for a development deal. And that's basically all this is. Send him down to Birmingham. If he plays well and can give you some minutes and give you some double-double action, maybe you call him up a couple of nights. He can only play in 50 games on a two-way contract, and you got 3 of these contracts. Why not take a flyer out on a guy like Hunter Dickinson. I mean, I think this is a smart play. But the Pelicans wrap up their draft, and a lot of people feel like they made some questionable moves. Let's start with Jeremiah Fears. Jeremiah Fears, a lot of people think that he's not going to pair well with Jordan Poole for some strange reason. I saw somebody say that. As a matter of fact, it was from the Washington Post. Let me give you this quote here, because Ben Golliver of the Washington Post said that the Pelicans were the biggest losers in this year's NBA draft. He said, this is the type of team that should absolutely be protecting this 2026 first-round pick rather than sacrificing it to move up spots in a draft to grab a player in Queen who projects as useful but not extraordinary. Projects as useful but not extraordinary. Okay. Why is everybody trying to look for extraordinary? Maybe we don't want extraordinary right now. We just need useful. And I think that's why you move up in the draft and don't worry about that first round pick next year. Again, I'll say this in the previous video, if you could go check it out. Somebody tell me who is this magical prospect that we should be planning for in 2026? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I keep hearing about this 2026 draft pick and why it's so important. And I'm still trying to figure out who out there on this board. No one has yet to be able to tell me, even guys in the comments, somebody commented before, that, oh, well, the Atlanta pick's going to be an all-star already. How do you know? You don't even know what's coming in 2026. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Who is this magical draft pick that everybody is trying to say we need to be planning for, when the goal is to try to fill up the roster now with enough bodies and also get ready to try to make a deep run? I think we have enough pieces and talent in place to at least try to get us into the playoffs if these guys can stay healthy. Again, the only issue with the Pelicans is if they can stay healthy, and maybe one other issue, and that's Willie Green. And we're going to talk about him in a future video. But make sure, if you want to be up to date on that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you join us every day here on Pelicans Digest to get more details of what's going on with the Pelicans, the breaking news, the moves that they got going on as they get ready for NBA Summer League. And please don't forget, and in future videos, especially one tomorrow, I'm already planning on doing a video on Micah Peavy and why, I think he was a meh signing. I think he was a meh draft pick. I'm kind of more meh on that signing than I am with the Hunter Dickinson. I love the Hunter Dickinson signing. I'm just a little bit more meh on the Peavy one. And we'll get into that in another video. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. And thanks for tuning in once again to Pelicans Digest. Hit that subscribe button, baby, and come join us.